Hello students, in this class we are going to discuss about the drugs and alcohol, their abuse. There are many therapeutic drugs which we are using in our day life. There are having a lot of healing property. Examples: stimulants, sedatives, analgesics, antitussive drugs and antispasmodic drugs we are using in our day-to-day life. They used to heal a variety of conditions, symptoms and diseases. If we observe history, for hundreds of years, several plants, fruits and seeds with hallucinogenic properties have been used in folk medicine. What is a folk medicine means? Ancient people and even elderly people, they using some plant and plant extracts against diseases and even for the treatment also. And religious ceremonies. Example, bhang used in holy festival day and rituals all over the globe. Now, what is an abuse? Let us observe the abuse term. When drugs are taken for a purpose other than medicinal use. So, if we use any medicine other than the medicinal purpose, then it becomes an abuse. Sometimes the definition also consider in this way: drugs, if they are taken in amounts or frequency that impairs one's physical, physiological and psychological functions, it constitutes drug abuse. So this is the right definition of the drug abuse. Substances commonly abused are alcohol, drugs and tobacco. The problem with these substances is their property of addiction. They are highly addictive in nature. Drugs are going to be different kinds. As you observe, there are synthetic, semi-synthetic and natural one. What is a synthetic meaning? If the drugs they are chemically prepared artificially, it is a synthetic one. Semi-synthetic indicates it is a natural originated one, but the same compound is going to be chemically modified. That is a semi-synthetic. Coming to the natural, which have extracted from the plant and fungi, is going to be natural drugs. Let us observe a different kind of drugs. So the natural drugs we are going to study. Let us observe them. Opioids. Opioids are the naturally derived drugs which are extracted from the opium poppy plant. The scientific name of this plant is Papaver somniferum. Okay, Papaver somniferum is the scientific name of opium poppy. This plant belongs to family Papaveraceae. It is an annual medicinal plant. Till today, it is the best known source for relieving pain. They contain many alkaloids. So the plant is going to show a number of alkaloids, and each alkaloid is having different kind of property. Okay, analgesics indicate a compound which used to kill the pain. We are commonly calling as a painkiller. Antitussive drugs. Okay, they are the cough relieving drugs. Antispasmodic drugs which can relieve the muscular spasms. Okay, so all these kind of drugs we can extract from the opium poppy plant. Now let us observe how the plant is producing the opioids. So the plant normally produces red and white kind of flowers. These flowers later converted into bolls we are calling. Okay, so the bolls, as I shown here, it is a spherical one. So when we make any incision, the latex will be extracted. The latex, when it is exposed to atmosphere, it becomes a brownish substance which we are calling opium gum. From that opium gum we can extract numerous compounds. In India, the opium plant is grown under regulation of government. So it is a licensed one. So nobody can grow this plant without the permission of government? Then there are number of examples I have shown here: morphine, heroin, oxycodone, hydrocodone, codeine, fentanyl. Okay, so these are the different opioids extracted from the plant. Now if you observe in your home also, you can observe these kind of drugs. Yes, you have heard the correct word only. You can observe the same drugs in your home, right? So for example, if you see the cough syrups, especially on the composition, you may observe any of these ingredients, right? Let us start our discussion with the morphine and later the heroin. First of all, the morphine. Morphine extracted from latex of unripe seed capsule. Okay, here capsule indicates it is a type of fruit. Okay, it occurs as colorless crystals and exists as a white crystalline powder. Okay, they are observed as a white crystalline powder. They are taken normally through oral route or by injection, direct injection into the body. Then nature of action. They are good sedatives and painkiller. Normally, patients who undergone the surgery, they are administered with the morphine to recover easily and to get the pain killing easily. We are administering the patient with the morphine injection, right? Coming to the heroin. Heroin is a white, bitter, odorless crystalline compound and it is obtained by acetylation of morphine. We know already morphine. Okay, when you acetylated the morphine, it becomes a diacetyl morphine. Okay, heroin is chemically called as a diacetyl morphine and the general name is a SMAC. Then it is administering into the body by snorting or by injection. What is the snorting here? Forcible inhalation of drugs, any drugs. Okay, it is called as a snorting. Heroin is going to be a depressant. It slows down body functions. So when we administer the heroin into the body, it acts as a good depressing agent. Means it depresses all the kind of body functions and the feeling will be somewhat okay for that patient actually. Okay, now coming to the cannabinoids are a group of compounds which are extracted from the plant Cannabis sativa. The common name of this plant is Indian hemp. Cannabinoids are generally obtained from the inflorescence of this plant. What is an inflorescence? A group of flowers which are present on the peduncle we are calling as an inflorescence. Different combinations of this plant leaves, flower tops and resins are used to produce the drugs like marijuana, hashish, charas and ganja. Cannabinoids are specifically binding to the cannabinoid receptors present in the brain and later they affect the cardiovascular system. These drugs are generally administered into the body by inhalation or oral ingestion. Cannabinoids may be abused by sports person. Any drug which is taken by sports person illegally, that we are calling as an doping. Cannabinoids and their effects we are going to be observe with the different examples. Let us observe. In general, our body produces cannabinoids. Such production we are calling endogenous cannabinoid production. These cannabinoid like compounds are helpful in the appetite, sleeping, emotion and movement. So these are going to be very helpful to our body and maintaining our healthy life also. Let us observe an example over here. In a normal person, the endogenous cannabinoid like compounds are going to be produced. they interact with the cannabinoid receptors present in the central nervous system and even immune system also. Now the brain is producing the desirous effect at that situation. Okay, so that desire effect may be any of this. What is an appetite here? Here it's a feeling of hunger is called appetite. Now the normal and healthy condition we have observed with the example here. When it comes to the drug abuse case, like when a person has taken the cannabinoids, okay, so what happened in his body we are observing in this case. Let us observe exogenous cannabinoids, any of this, okay, they enter into the body and they bind with the cannabinoid receptors present on the central nervous system and the immune system. Now you know the brain is going to show certain coordinated activities, involuntary activities, etc. So that will slow down, the body reactions are going to be slowing down because of the cannabinoid interaction. This entire situation is now recorded in the brain as a memory, okay, and whether it's a good or bad, that is going to be not done by the judgment, okay, so judgment is impaired at that situation. And anyhow the body functions are going to be slowed down and the person is going to be feeling it is a very pleasant, so the person begins to feel high at that situation. So this complete event is going to be recorded in the brain and it becomes as a desire, so the person can take the cannabinoids later onwards. So this entire situation is going to be recorded in the brain ultimately. Okay, so such a person may addict later to the drug actually. So this complete situation is happening normally in all cases. Now endogenous production of the cannabinoids is certainly helpful for the patient and the person is going to be showing all these effects. When a person is taking these drugs continuously a long time, body unable to produce endogenous compounds. So this is very important. When the exogenous cannabinoids are already present inside the body, then there is no need of endogenous production. So body unable to produce endogenous compounds when the person is taking continuous drugs. Okay, so because of this effect we may expect the person is not having hunger, the person is not having sleep, the person is not having emotion, movement, etc. Okay, so the person is now addicted. Okay, so this is the dangerous situation we may expect because of the drugs. Okay, now coming to the previous one, that is an opioid receptors. Our body produces certain opioid and opioid like compounds. One example, endorphins and enkephalin production. These two compounds are released when we are injured, when we are feeling pain. Okay, to relieve the pain, the compounds endorphins and enkephalins are helpful. So we are calling such compounds as a natural pain killers in the body. So they are very helpful for our body from the pain relieving action or painkiller action actually. So this happen normally. When it comes to the drug abuse case, when a person is taken any opioids exogenously, example heroin, so they interact with the opioid receptors present in the central nervous system and the gastrointestinal tract. So now the same effect we are observing, the brain is showing certain effects like reduces perception and reduces the pain. Okay, so the brain is going to record such situation and the person is going to be somewhat well-being at that situation. He may feel joy and pleasure at that situation. Okay, so this is recorded in the brain and it may enhance the activity of taking opioids later onwards. So the person may addict to such situation. Cocaine or coca alkaloids are extracted from the plant Erythroxylum coca. They are white crystalline alkaloid substances extracted from the leaves of this plant. They are commonly called as coke or crack. They have a stimulatory mechanism on the central nervous system. They interfere with the neurotransmitter substance called dopamine. They causes a temporary feeling of euphoria and increased energy. Euphoria indicates absence of depression or temporary feeling of exaggerated joy, well-being, pride, optimism associated with drugs and alcohol. Excess dose of cocaine causes hallucination. Hallucination indicates illusionary perception in the body. Let us observe with the help of this diagram what is the stimulatory role. As you observe here, there are two neurons are present with the synapse. When there is a neurotransmission, the neuron 1 releases certain chemicals called dopamines, which we are calling neurotransmittory substance. So they are released and they travel through the synapse and they bind to the dopamine receptors present on the adjacent neurons. Now the message is passed and the neuron 2 also pass the message to the next neurons, and ultimately it leads to certain body functions or actions we are calling. While this process is happening, the dopamine recycle back to the neuron 1. How this happen means the dopamine will be transported by dopamine transporter, okay, which is helpful for the recycling of the dopamine to the neuron 1. So this is the general mechanism. Because of this only the body functions are regulated. Only one time the body functions are done. But in cocaine used patients, the cocaine enter into the synapse and they block the dopamine transporter. Once the dopamine is unable to transport, as you observed here, they are blocked and they are unable to transport the dopamine now. So dopamine are accumulated in the synapse. More dopamines are binding to the receptors and they causes excess dopamine and their higher action also resulted. So this higher action or higher body function, the person may be feeling as it is a pleasure at the time. So we are calling it is one type of stimulatory action on the central nervous system. So we are calling it's a stimulatory drug. Okay, coming to the hallucinating agents. They are also extracted from some other plants like Atropa belladonna and Datura. Coming to the synthetic drugs. There are some drugs which can be synthesized artificially like barbiturates, amphetamines, benzodiazepines, lysergic acid, diethyl amides. Each drug is having different functions like barbiturates having the function of sleeping. Okay, they causes sleeping, generally using in the sleeping pills. Amphetamines causes sleeplessness. Benzodiazepines are calling as a tranquilizers. A tranquilizer is a drug used to reduce stress or tension without reducing mental clarity. These drugs are generally used to treat the patients who are mentally ill. To treat their depression and insomnia, we are using these drugs. Insomnia indicates inability to sleep. The next important one we have to study is the tobacco. Tobacco contains nicotine as a harmful chemical which is an addictive substance found in all kind of tobacco products. Generally tobacco is smoked or chewed or snuffed. Tobacco, once it enters into the bloodstream, it reaches the brain within 7 to 15 seconds and it acts on the reward center to release certain chemicals. These chemicals will lead to pleasant and happy feeling in the persons. Because of this cycle only, the persons are addicted to tobacco smoke and tobacco chew also. Nicotine also have an act on the adrenal gland to release adrenaline and noradrenaline, two hormones. These two hormones are released into the blood, which increases the blood pressure and even the heart rate also. Tobacco smoke causes a numerous type of cancers like lung, urinary bladder, throat, esophagus, etc. So there is a numerous kind of cancers are caused by tobacco smoke. Why this so happen means tobacco contains 7,000 different compounds. Out of that, 7 or 70 different chemicals are causes cancers. Coming to the bronchitis, there is an inflammation in the bronchus area. Emphysema, it is a respiratory disorder which lead to rupture of alpha alveoli and the person unable to breathe properly in the emphysema, and it leads to certain gastric cancer and gastric ulcers also. Tobacco smoke increases the carbon monoxide content inside the blood. This is very important. Why? Because carbon monoxide is having competition role against oxygen. Okay, they are competitors against one hemoglobin molecule. When both are present, carbon monoxide can able to bind with the hemoglobin and the oxygen will be not bound properly. So oxygen unable to reach the tissues and there is a oxygen deficiency in the tissues is observed. If a pregnant woman continues to smoke, then it causes impotence, birth defects and premature birth defects in the baby.